Today we're going to check out Pollo AI, which is an AI video and AI image platform which has an insanely diverse range of models for both image and video, which is truly impressive. Today I'm going to show you how it works, we're going to dive in and try some of these features out. And if you want to check this out, there's a link below as Pollo AI are sponsoring this video. So I'm logged in and it's a pretty simple sort of layout. You can see you've got your navigation down the left here, which will bring up the information on the right for you to start creating. So if I start with, say, text to video, it's pretty easy to start. I can simply come up here and type a prompt, something like, I have a cinematic shot flying over the pyramids of Egypt in the distant future, surrounded by floodwater, shot with 35mm film. Now, if I go up the top here, this is where it gets interesting. We have the Pollo 1.5 video model. We also have Kling 2, Kling 1.6, Halo, Pixverse. We have all of these various different models we can play with. Perhaps one of the most interesting ones is actually Google Veo 2. So I'm going to click on that for this video. I want to stick with 16:9, and I'm actually going to go with a 5-second video, and I can choose how many videos I want to output. So let's output 2 to give us a couple to choose from. The other thing is you also have the ability to use copy protection, which will hide the video and the prompt from the community. So this means you can actually have some privacy with your generations if that's what you want also. Also, you can simply turn on public visibility. So that's pretty cool. A lot of platforms don't have this by default, so it's cool to see this here. And I'm going to hit create to see what results we're able to generate with the Google Veo 2 text-to-video feature on Pollo. We have our first video at 720p, looking really cinematic, really cool. But coming back to our results here, we also have our second video we were able to generate. And it too has a very, very cinematic feel and it's done a pretty good job of making this look believable. Now, Google Veo's results are pretty incredible. There's a lot of credit spent here. They were at $360 for the two videos. So I'm going to go back to one video. And if I want to, I can also go to, say, Kling 2, which will generate for 100 credits, or Pollo 1.5, which generate for 10. So looking at Pollo 1.5, we've also got Halo, Pixverse, Luma, Vide, a whole bunch here that we can choose from. But let's look at Pollo 1.5 and Kling 2 to see how these results compare to what we've just created with Veo 2. Keeping in mind, this is all on the same platform, all in one place. And starting with Pollo's model, this looks pretty good considering I only paid 10 credits for it, but not quite as good as the others. But Kling 2.0, even though there's not a lot of movement here, this one looks really, really impressive. But Kling also has this slider to follow the prompt more or be more creative. So let's see how they compare when we submit with these two extremities. With the slider at full to follow the prompt, it gets a little bit more movement, but a similar result. But we go to creative and it does something a little bit more dynamic. So something worth considering when playing with these settings. Now, all these videos we've compared have been generated at 720p. Some of the other models might do different resolutions, and they're pretty much all 24 frames a second, except for the Pollo model, which was 30 frames a second. But you've also got some more options. If I hover over this video, for one, I can obviously download with or without a watermark. I can share it, star it, I can delete it or copy a link. But the interesting thing is down here, where I can do video to video, I can upscale it or even add sound effects. I'm not going to worry about video to video right now, but if I want that to be a bit higher resolution and considering the quality of this video, I'm going to hit upscale. I can choose to 2x, 4x, simply go to HD, which is basically 720p or 4K. And there's a few different modes here. So the standard mode, face mode. So for upscaling with a face, we have a few different options there. I'm going to stick with standard mode and I'm just going to double the resolution of this one and click create so we can have a look at that. But before we check out that upscale, I also want to add in some sound effects. So I'm going to show you what they sound like as well as play the upscale video so you can see how well that works. You can see the prompt. I'm going to basically leave that the way it is. The soundtrack length is 5 seconds. We get the same privacy controls as before. I'm going to generate my sound. Now, I think the sound is good, and also it does bake it directly into the video. However, I've actually split and used the upscale here, as well as the sound from the sound generated video. And it sounds pretty natural to me, and the AI does a pretty good job. Sometimes it sounds a little raw, but overall, the picture itself, I think the upscale has definitely sharpened it up. It looks pretty solid to me. So what if we compare the upscale to the original? You can sort of see it's a little bit sharper than before, but kind of hard to see at this distance, so we'll zoom in and get a much closer look, and that way you can get a bit of a comparison of the details. And when you look at the boat, you can see just how it's a bit smoother, a bit sharper with the details, so that's a handy tool to upscale your videos. Now coming back, I have zoomed in a little bit, so it's a bit easier to see what's going on here, but there are some ideas here you can try for prompts, so you can sort of pop those in there. You can also hit generate with AI, and give us a basic idea. So if I said flooded pyramids of Egypt, hit continue, I can choose a prompt to use on my video. So you do have that option as well. We've already checked this out pretty in depth, so let's just cancel that for now. I like this prompt the way it is. But also, you can also re-prompt by going back, regenerate, and simply create some more. So you have a few more options here to explore when it comes to the video side of things also. Zooming back out though, I'd like to check out image to video. But before I do that, I'm going to come down to the AI image generator, and we're going to generate an image to pop into the image to video feature. So I'm going to come here to AI image generator. I'm going to zoom in again, and by default we have Flux Snell here, but you've got GPT-4, Imagen 3, Recraft, Ideogram, so many different of the best platforms out there to try, which is really cool. So GPT-4o, I'm going to stick with that for now and just give it a quick go. So what do I want to create? I'm going to say butterfly flying through a dystopian city, overgrown with nature, cinematic shot with 35mm film, kind of sticking with a little bit of the theme here. And we have some styles. At the moment, I have GPT 4.0. Under auto, I can choose different styles like Ghibli, ultra realism. So considering what we're going for, I'm going to just stick with auto for now, so that way we can kind of compare to some of these other image generator formats. So sticking with that, I'm going to go 16:9. However, not available when the model is set to GPT 4.0, which is fair enough. We're only going to output one image at a time. I'm going to click create. I'm going to come back up and change between some of these, such as Imagen, Flux Snell, and we'll stick with 16:9 here. Hit create, and we can compare the final results. Now in this instance, GPT-4o has created a nice muted color, probably the most boring of all of them though, whereas Flux Snell is probably just as boring, but looks a little bit more realistic. Imagen 3, I think, produces the most interesting imagery, whereas Recraft has a good balance of everything. It's interesting, it looks realistic. I think it's probably the best one of all of them. And Stable Diffusion 3 looks decent, still nothing special compared to some of the others. Now keep in mind, different models have different strengths, and if you go through the list here, you will see a little bit of a description for each one, so that's handy to know when you're actually generating images. And the same can be said for video also. As you'll notice, it has a description under each one, so just remember that when you're trying to choose a model. If you're not sure where to start, just see which one matches what you're after. Now we do get a lot of cool image editing tools as well. If I hover over this, you'll notice I can remove the background, I can remove objects, uncrop so I can add some information around the image. I can upscale it if I want to increase the resolution. I can also go straight from here to image, so sort of feed this in to generate another image, or I can go straight here to image to video. Just keep in mind, if you are generating images, I can go back image to image here, and you get the same models. You can drag an image in, and that will help to generate or help to influence the final generation of what you're creating. So for example, I take this tree image here, which will show up in a preview. I type in something like a giant ancient tree in the wilderness, Unreal Engine 3D render. I can choose a model. So we have FluxDev, GPT. Let's try GPT, keeping it at 1:1. And whilst the image is unique to itself, it's very similar in layout and design to the original. But coming back, I can click on this image also and get a full preview and all my options over here on the right. So let's try going directly to image to video. It has our image here. We can also add an end frame, but for now I'm just going to type in a simple prompt, or I can even generate with AI. So let's see what the AI comes up with. I put a butterfly flying through a dystopian city. I'll get it to generate me a prompt. I think this first one will do. I'm going to click confirm. Video length will be 5 seconds. And at the moment I've got Pollo 1.5. I'm going to go with Kling 2.0. Give it a little bit more creativity and see what kind of result we get from that. And that's just a little bit too still for my liking. So I'm going to add a little bit to the prompt. So I've changed it to a camera pans up and gets closer to a vibrant butterfly. The butterfly flutters through the ruins of a dystopian cityscape, navigating around crumbling skyscrapers and overgrown vegetation. 3D video game cinematic. So maybe we can get something a little more interesting by improving our prompt. And by taking the time to actually describe what it is we want to see, we've got a much more dynamic shot. You can also add an image with a simple drag and drop, which I've done with our recraft image here. I can crop it to make sure I've got sort of what I want to see. Otherwise, I'm going to click OK and use that same prompt from earlier. And I love just how dynamic this shot has turned out as we ascend up with the butterfly. But going from image to video, we also have consistent character video, which case I can click here, upload up to 3 images. So I go 1, and I can select the main subject, okay, 2, okay, 3, okay. I can type in a prompt. A woman with green hair waits at a bus stop. Camera zooms in as she checks her watch. And again, I can choose different aspect ratios. I can choose the resolution. We'll go with 1080p on this one. One video. The motion range will go small. Click create. And I probably need to improve my prompt because she doesn't actually look at a watch, she does check it with a hand. But otherwise, the character consistency is actually pretty solid. Now, if you do want to change the amount of movement you have in your video, you can always go to auto or you can crank it up to large. So this sort of changes how much movement there is in the video itself. But we're going to move on now to video. And again, it's another simple case of drag and drop with a video that you want to use as a template. So I have this video here of a guy smiling. I can come down here and choose a different style. So I can choose cute anime, type in a prompt like, a Shaolin monk smiles at the camera, a temple wall in the background, anime style. So I can choose to restyle the subject only, even add a custom background, which I need to activate restyle subject only for. For now, I'm going to leave everything at default to see how well it handles it. So I hit create. Now it has remained true to restyling the actual character itself. There's a few little funny things that do pop up in the background, probably just due to the plain nature of it all. But one thing is I did actually prompt for a Shaolin monk, so we didn't get that, but I think it does rely a bit more on the video, more so on the prompt in this instance. But overall, pretty fun feature to play with. And the next stop, we're going down to AI animation. So this is kind of like a text to video generator, except we're choosing an animation style. So again, I could type something like, a warrior runs toward the camera with a massive sword drawn, ready to attack. I can choose a style I think is going to be the best version. I really like the glow of this one, but I think this is probably a better style for what we're trying to achieve. Again, I can choose a different resolution. This time I'll go with 720p, or we'll go 1080. There's only 50 credits. The motion range, I'll leave it auto, 16:9. One video, I hit create, and we've generated this cool bit of AI animation with a few clicks. But moving down again, the fun begins with AI video effects. If you just come down, you can see we have the 2 characters kissing. We have an AI hug between 2 photos, the AI muscle generator. And again, a simple drag and drop interface for all of these. Very straightforward, easy to use. And you get some pretty fun results, so it can be a lot of fun to play with. Flying generator, there's all these different videos that you can try. And you can see by hovering over each thumbnail exactly what it does. So this can be a lot of fun, and there's not really any way I could test all of these right now, but the fact you have this many here could be a lot of fun just to sort of recreationally play around with a few different video ideas. But that is pretty much all of the video AI section. We've checked out the AI image generator, but also under AI tools, we do have the video upscaler. And you notice here we have video tools and image tools. There's lip sync AI, video enhancer, if you want to enhance your videos. So there's actually all these nice little sort of like AI tools and apps you can play with as well, including denoising video, AI video filters. Under image tools here, we also have a Polaroid maker, plush pillow generator, lots of different restyling options, background remover. So this platform has a very, very diverse set of features. It's one of the most comprehensive platforms I think I've ever explored, but also we can come up to explore and explore what other people have created. So up here, we also have AI effects, AI hug. We can see what other people have done with the AI hug simulator. We can see what people have done with the AI muscle simulator. And you can use these for ideas or inspiration. You can even click on some of these and sort of find what they've used, like the prompt, if they're sharing that, even reuse the idea to create your own version of something you've found. This does make it a bit easier to use the platform and understand how to get certain results. Well, let's look at the pricing. Now, it actually goes in order of left, right, center, so don't be scared by this straight away, but there is a free tier that you can actually work with over here on the left, or you can just simply pay $15 a month. It says unavailable because I already have a plan, or you can actually create a custom plan with different levels of credits. So this is where I'm at here. If I wanted to use this a lot, I could crank it right up to 50,000 credits. So you have a few different options there. You can also pay annually if you want to save a bit as well. and you get a lot for pretty much every level. So the paid level is obviously going to have a bit more than the free level, but basically looking at $10 a month if you're paying annually, or $15 a month if you want to start with that premium level. But I actually recommend logging in and trying out the free tier and seeing what you think of this platform, because there are so many different models and options to play with. So while it's a really diverse platform, I still think the strengths are just the fact that you have some of the best AI video generation tools out there, things like Kling, things like VO2 and more. You saw all the models we had at our disposal, and as well as a bunch of image generator models. This is really a great library of models for you to try out and work with to try and get the best results you can using AI. So check out Pollo AI, there's a link in the description. I want to thank them for sponsoring this video. Otherwise, that is the video for today, guys. I want to thank you for watching, and if you liked the video, please consider giving it a like. Otherwise, hope to see you again soon. Have a great day.